Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Neon on Split. Today is day 59 of playing every agent on every map. Neon is in my opinion the most fun agent to play in a game, and it shows on a map like Split. Split is a really good map where you can play Neon on, and it is really unexpected. Most of the times you're not gonna have a Neon on this map, you're gonna have a Raze or a Jet, and having a Neon allows you to take timings other agents can't, and it is in general a pretty good idea to play a Neon on this map. Starting off with A-side defense. Neon is pretty strong at taking an angle and then running away. So you can peek into a main pretty quickly and then insta go back. You can also pre-fire, especially if you have an op and you know, or at least you think they're coming A, you can run in, pre-fire and go out. And like that you can get some kills. Or you can run in, just hold the angle for a couple of seconds, even tell your teammate to get the orb here close, and then leave as soon as you don't see anybody else. This is really good on Neon because the Neon's run is pretty fast, and then you can also just slide out and get into a new angle right here, for example, or even run towards backside and hold the long angle from right here. It is also really good to play really close on eco rounds with, for example, a Bucky or a Shorty, to wait for the enemies to just walk in. You have to have somebody to shoot the cam up here if the enemies have a Cypher though, or somebody to shoot the util that comes towards you, for example a Skydog or a Raze Boombot that is coming close, else the enemies are going to know you're close and they're going to have a free time killing you with, for example, a stun or just flashing you fully. But playing close here, getting a kill and then running out is in general a pretty good thing, or you can just stay close, even ask for a smoke right here and then cross over towards this side and get even more kills, and then you can run out and you're safe basically. Another option you also have is to stun main through here, and then you yourself are gonna jump around the corner like this and try to stun the back area right here. Like that, you stun basically everyone in main, and the people that are playing close here are going to be a free kill for you, and the people that are over here in this hobby can't really trade you. You only have to worry about the people that are close here that do not get stunned.
I'm out of here.
But in general, I don't recommend pushing like this because it is a pretty risky move, and most of the times there's gonna be either nobody there or the full team is there, the full enemy team is there, and even though they are stunned, they're gonna get out one shot and you're probably gonna die. You can also do that, for example, on eco runs where when you have your ult, you just run out and do a lot of damage to the enemies in the beginning of the round. You can also combine that, by the way, with an Omen flash coming through here, or with some other flashes. For example, there's a KO flash lineup where you stand up here and it flashes over here, and you can get a free time killing them while they are full flash. Switching over towards some deeper spots where you can hide as a Neon if you want to play a little passive. You can play here close in this corner, wait for the enemies to run out, then stun, wall out, and then reposition. Or even stay here. Most of the times they're not going to expect you here, especially if you wall like this. And then you can get some more kills from this position right here, which is a pretty annoying position to clear out. Other things you can do, you can also play close here, again with shotguns. Neon is pretty good with shotguns, especially the Bucky, because you can then also slide out, get another kill, and then wait on site, wait close here and get some more kills. Other options you have is to also play close here, in this angle. As soon as you see somebody you go away. You are pretty fast at repositioning, and then you can either take another peek into main from here, or you can wait for some util and then peek out. In general, playing pretty aggressive and moving a lot on defense is a really good thing on a Neon, because you can take timings other agents can't. Her sprint allows her to be really fast, for example on quick rotates, so you are never going to be the guy that anchors the side. So always tell your team, as soon as you hear steps on the other side, you're going to go help them on the retake, so you can help your team in a pretty easy way, because you are the fastest agents in the game. You can also, by the way, play on ramp right here, and you can even, if you are fast enough, get over here. The enemies might even hear you jumping over, but if you are running from right here to right here and then sneak over, you can get the timing on the enemies and they're not going to think you're in this corner, and you can then hold this angle right here and get some free kills. Then to get out of here, you can use either a stun like this or a wall like this and then run away. If you think, or if you see, for example, a breach stun or something coming out using your wall, then even when you're full stunned right here, you can still get out pretty easy. Other options you have is to play close here, or even jump spot like this, because with a Neon you can get pretty good jump spots because you're really hard to hit. And you can get a lot of information on the people playing in main. This is especially good because they're not going to expect you to jump spot from up on this box. and it is a pretty hard thing to pre-aim. Most of the times the enemies are just gonna expect you to jump spot from here, so a jump spot from up here is in general a pretty good idea, but you are giving away that you are playing close on ramp and you might get stunned by a breach from water. Other things you can do is to just wait here for fast rotates. So if you're not 100% sure they are coming A, but you have only one teammate on A, you can wait here, and then as soon as you hear something on B, you can rotate over pretty fast. Same thing also when you are close towards here. By the way, another great shotgun angle is right here. If the enemies are coming up ramp and coming up heaven, you can get a free kill. Same thing with this close corner right here. Just wait for the enemies to come up, collect your free kills. You can even then stun, peek, and get another kill, and then get out. And then get into this angle, so there's a lot of good shotgun angles on this map. Then you can also rotate fast over here. You can even go up here and then rotate towards mid and help your teammate on mid. Something you can also do, if you know there's most of the times nobody lurking, is to go for a fast rotate, especially if the enemies are coming mid and you don't have a good weapon. For example, you only have a sheriff or a stinger or something like that. You can then run in the back from here. Most of the times there's not going to be anyone here, and you can then sneak in up through water and get a good timing on the people in mid. If the enemies have a Cypher, you kind of have to worry about the Cypher or just any agent with flank util. You have to worry about those trips, but it is especially hard on a Cypher because Cypher trips are pretty strong against Indian. So if you're fast flanking like this, tell your team you're pushing A, so they kind of have the information that there's nobody A and they can go stack another site. If you want to hold mid, I recommend playing right here close with an AWP or even a Vandal, or trying to slowly go out mid, try to get a kill right here. If you hear people that are coming up from the water area right here, I recommend use your wall to get out. And if you get a kill close here, stun, running away usually works. Or if you don't feel safe and think there's somebody close here, you can also just not even stun, just wall and run out. In general, Neon's kit is pretty good at taking aggressive timing, so pushing mid a couple of times is a pretty good thing, especially if you can get into a position like this. But a thing I see a lot of Neon players do is over-aggress. You have to kind of keep yourself contained to a certain space. So if you are holding mid for your team, don't go push in towards B unless you have the information they are on B and there's probably nobody in mid. And getting a lot of the map information for your team is a really good thing you can do on a Neon. You can also go into like different spots, like for example up here, when you hear they are going towards B but they're not coming out, because in this spot right here they're never gonna expect you, and you can get a lot of kills on the people that are going up mid. Switching over towards B, on B you can always go for this aggressive peek right here. But it is a pretty risky peek because most of the times when the enemies are going B, there's gonna be somebody holding you from there. To avoid that, you can get close here, not peek out, and then spam through this wall. With a Guardian, an Odin, a Sheriff, or just any heavy penetration weapon, for example also an AWP or an Outlaw. With a spam like this, you're gonna do damage to the people that are playing close here, and you might even get some kills. I've seen that used with an Odin most of the times, just spraying through this corner right here and doing a lot of damage, even getting a kill, maybe even two, is a great thing. And even if they stun here close, you can then just run out and get away for free basically. Or you can obviously also just use your stun like this and then get out. Other things you can do on B is to play this close angle right here, either hold them or hide in the corner and wait. As soon as you get a kill or two, stun, wall and get out. Or if you want to peek aggressively, you can also just hold this angle right here. This is also a pretty good AWP angle you can use when you're playing an AWP, because the enemies are most of the time not going to expect you right here. Another thing you can do on B is to jump spot right here for information in main. This is also really good on Neon because you're only showing yourself for a short amount of time. Or another thing that is also really good and works in a couple of rounds pretty well is to get on top of these boxes from rafters right here. This angle right here is really strong, especially if the enemies have a Sage. If the enemy Sage walls here in main, you usually can't really look above it. But if you're playing close here, you can firstly check if there's people coming out. Or if they are walling, you can even jump on top of the wall and get a really good off angle on the enemies, because they're not going to expect you on top of the wall, especially not on a Neon. And in general, playing up here, if they are coming B main, is a really good thing. Another thing that is also really good about this position is that it is pretty strong against Heaven as well. So if they are rushing Heaven and you know nobody is coming main, for example, because you have a Cypher cam that is watching main, or main is walled or smoked. Smoked is the least safe option. You can stand up here and have a great off angle on the enemies and they're not going to expect you, and then either drop down towards this side if they are coming from main and Heaven, or if they are only coming from Heaven, you can go down here and get another really good spot and even run out towards main and get behind the pillar and peek them from here again. Switching over towards attack. On attack, you can use a stun right here close and then run over and either go up towards Heaven or kill the people that are playing close. This is something I like to do almost every round when we're going A, stun close, because like that, the person that is playing close here is going to get full stunned and I either have a free kill or my team gets a free kill, and it's in general pretty good to get the A main space right here.
Go, go, go.
You can then go up ramp if you have a Omen flash coming through here. Same thing also with a breach stun, that is pretty good. Or if you have another agent that has a lineup for a flash up here, it is in general pretty good, because the enemies like playing close here sometimes, but sometimes not. And like that, you just make sure that you have a favorable fight against them. Other things you can also do if you want to go A towards site is something like this. Go close here. With a stun that is in this copy right here, but you need to have really quick smokes, because most of the times there's probably going to be either somebody waiting here, somebody waiting in Heaven, or even somebody waiting close. So you need to have really fast util that comes for you, for example a breach flash through main right here right away, so the enemies that are playing close can't really have a chance of killing you. Else you are way too fast, because nobody of your team is as fast as you and they won't have a chance of trading you, and you're pretty much gonna die for free and gonna give the enemies an advantage in the round. If you then want to take a side in a little slower way, again you stunned main, you went up ramp, you cleared this out, and you have maybe 1 or 2 teammates that are going in towards Heaven, but you are tasked with taking the side. I recommend a wall like this.
Go, go, go.
Checking close here if somebody is here by jumping through the wall.
This way.
I even recommend to throw the wall more like this, because like that the angle from right here behind the wall in the elbow area isn't that easy accessible for the enemies, so you can have a easier time to get towards site. Again, jump spot, run out, then run towards site. If the enemies tend to play back here, ask for some util. Or even if you don't have a, if you still have a stun, you can use a stun either like this to stun the people that are playing close behind here, and if you get the right bounce, it also stuns the people that are playing over towards back here. You can also use your stun to clear out the elbow area with a stun like this, jumping up and then dashing out, and then jiggle peeking, see if somebody's close, and then trying to pre-fire them.
Gotta go.
Taking a site with a neon is pretty simple unless the enemies have a Cypher. If the enemies have a Cypher, I still recommend this wall, but I recommend you walk in slowly, check for Cypher trips. As long as you know the Cypher is probably on A, it is worth taking a little more time, or having somebody that is right behind you to insta shoot the Cypher trips so you don't die to one. If you've taken ramp, there's 2 options you can do. Firstly is a wall like this to isolate the people that are playing close here. Most of the times, as I just said on defense, there's going to be a shotgun right here close holding you, or somebody just in general holding you from here, because it is a pretty strong angle. And with a wall, you deny that person close here the peek onto you. You also deny the person that is playing in the Heaven smoke right here to do anything against you, because a wall like this covers the Heaven area and it covers the area close here, and you can then either decide to clear out this area back here, clear out close here, or go in towards the Heaven smoke and clear out the Heaven smoke. What I also really like doing is to just plain ignore the person in Heaven and just get information over him. So there's a smoke right here, our team has no information over the smoke, I just throw a wall like this, run through the smoke, and then go towards site. I do take some fall damage right here, so if you don't want to take fall damage, just run down and dash out. But it is in general worth it, because firstly you get your team information over this area close here and the people playing close here. You get information over the smoke right here, and then you get information over people playing towards site, and backside right here. So using this pathing, you give your team so much space and so much information over the map, so it is really easy for your team to capitalize off of it and win the round. You can also decide to go in towards the connector area right here in the vent. For that, I recommend you still have your stun though, so if you are planning from the beginning of the round to go towards vents, don't stun main, just hope there's nobody there. You can also wall up right here and make sure you can get to ramps without the person in main peeking you. And then for the vent take, you are either going to stun like this, or stun like this, and then jump in and dash out. Focusing on the people up here, because even if there's somebody close here down below, they are gonna be stunned and you have enough time to react to them. But the people up here that are holding you because they heard some noise up on ramp are gonna be way more ready and they're not gonna be stunned. So looking up here during the dash is in general a pretty good idea, and focusing on the people that are in vent itself later is, in my experience, a pretty good thing. And now to something that you either have the timing for or you don't have it, but sometimes, like in 1 out of 3 games, you get that timing. And that is when you, for example, kill 2 people on heaven right here, because they were both full stunned or whatever. Or you kill the person up here on ramp, and you kill somebody that is playing on site. And you are up here, you dashed up, you got the kill, and then you can keep running and even run in towards CT, because the enemies are not going to expect you right here. This is a really uncommon spot, especially for a Neon, but Neon is the only agent that can take this timing, unless you of course have an Omenal to TP into their spawn. And you can then hold this angle, don't push further, because if you hold this angle, firstly, they're not going to expect you, and they're probably either going to run out here, knife out, or with util out. And even if they have their gun in their hand, it is pretty hard for them to shoot you, because they are not going to expect this angle right here. And you can collect your free kills, wall out, and then take side with your team to run away. Or even if you still have the stun, and get out. This is a pretty risky play, but it works sometimes, and you know when you have the timing, when you kill like 2 people on site, or you have the information over 2 people on site, and you kill the person in heaven playing close here. If you are really fast, you can do that. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend it, and I think it is also a really risky play, and you get the feel for it if you can do it, and if you don't have that feeling, don't go for it. Switching over towards mid. Something I really like doing on mid, especially if the enemies have a Sage that really likes walling mid, is to call in a couple of teammates, have somebody shoot the wall, have a smoke here in vents, and then trying to kill the Sage. This is most of the times pretty simple. You run out here in the beginning of the round, you have your teammates shoot the wall. As soon as the wall breaks, you stun vents. You get the people out of the vents area, or the people in vents that are now not able to peek you. And then you have a either an Omen that flashes through here, or a Breach that does the same thing. You can then go up here. You have to kind of worry about this close corner right here, because it is a pretty strong corner. But if you have somebody coming in behind you, you can just get the information and then dash out, because the people that are playing up here are going to be full stunned and flashed, and the person that is close here is trying to shoot you, and your teammate can then just walk around the corner, pre-fire them, and get a free kill. To Sage, most of the times, or just to any other player playing in mid or playing in heaven, they're going to be full stunned, and since you are running out here, you can get a free kill on them and win the round for your team, because you made a pretty fast entry. This is a specific, or more or less specific, counterplay for a Sage that really likes walling mid, and it works 9 out of 10 times. The only time it doesn't work is when the Sage is playing close here, has a shotgun, or when the Sage is deciding to wall from right here, wall out here, and then hides behind here to get a free kill on you. Or if you get one tap full stunned, but that is something that happens to you more often than not on a Neon, because I don't know why. It feels like when you play a Neon, the enemies' bullets just have magnets on your head as soon as you stun them.
I'm out of here.
Switching over towards B. On B, you can wait right here in the beginning of the round, either wait for them to peek, or you can get a stun ready as soon as the barrier drops. You stun, run out, and try to go for an entry. It is a pretty risky thing if you don't have any other util, so in general I recommend to just get the space close here, wait a little, check for enemies, and this is especially dangerous on B, because B is usually Cypher side. If you know the enemies have a Cypher, it is worth going in a little slower and using your wall like this, clear out this close area for traps, clear out close here, and then hide behind pillar, focus more on the backside area. Another thing you can do to play against the Cypher, most of the times Cypher trips are going to be made from here somewhere to protect him from the main entry right here. So you can get a pretty decent shot at killing the Cypher by going this way, going towards backside. You have to worry about the drop area right here, but if you have a breach stun that comes through here, this should be pretty safe. Same thing with an omen flash or a breach flash that goes through this wall right here, that flashes anyone that is playing in this close area. And this is especially good if you have a ult. So for example, you run in, you stun, dash, ult, check close, check backside, check close here, and then check the backside area right here, and try to even push towards CT to get a really good timing on the enemies that are rotating in. This is only a play I recommend to do on an ult to go that far, but it is a play you can do from time to time even with a gun, because most of the times the enemies are not going to be ready for you to have pushed that far. Other than that, you can also use your stun if you don't want to use it in main and the enemies are not playing aggressive in main. Use it towards backside to clear out this area, or even use it like this to clear out this area close and the person that is playing close here. You don't stun the person that is all the way up here. For that you need to aim pretty high, and I think you need to hit this edge right here. It is a pretty narrow margin and it is pretty hard to do if you're full sprinting, but if you get it right, the stun will bounce on this thing and then land right here on this edge, so it will also stun the person that is all the way on top. Other than that, using this wall is generally pretty good idea, and then trying to throw it all the way back is also pretty good because you can then clear close, clear backside, and then with a dash out you're in backside, and you can then help your team fight the people off that are trying to flood fast through heaven, or that are the players that are on rafters, and you have a like a pinch on them because you have somebody peeking them from here and you yourself are peeking from here, so they don't really know where to watch and they can at max kill one of you guys and you can have a free trade on it. Way too many people when they play Neon just use their sprint to slide onto somebody and get a kill like that. But not a lot of people realize that you can get actually really insane timings with a Neon sprint. For example, if you have the same thing I shown you on ramps where you push in towards their CT. This is only possible on a Neon, and a lot of people don't realize that. So taking a lot of timings, using your sprint to do fast rotates, to reposition, is in general a pretty good thing. This also works, for example, if you are playing on a side, playing backside, and you have somebody holding you in heaven. You shoot them, there's a smoke coming or the smoke is fading, and you can then reposition, for example, if you're holding them from elbow, get a shoot at them, and then peek them from here. They're not gonna expect you that fast, because no other agent can do that, and especially a agent like Neon, which isn't as common anymore as it used to be like the last season, because Neon was really good. You're not gonna have a lot of enemies that are going to be ready for peeking, for timings like these, and for you to peek like that. If I had to give Neon a rating from S to F, and I'm gonna say that because I am a little bit biased, but obviously it's my list, I'm gonna give Neon the S tier on Split, because I think, in my opinion, Neon is probably one of the best agents to play on Split as a duelist. You don't have a lot of verticality, but you have the option of giving... You have the option of being really fast and getting into really good off angles, or just angles in general where other agents can't really go to. You can take a lot of fights, you can play really aggressive, you can also play pretty passive, but you can get your team a lot of information all over the map, and you can help your team to defeat the enemies in a pretty easy way if you play a Neon, because you're pretty fast to wherever the enemies are hitting, and you also can get out pretty easily. That would be it from me. If you have any questions or suggestions which agents I should play next, write them down in the comments, and also don't forget to write on which map. Other than that, don't forget to come say hi to me on Twitch, and also don't forget to like and sub. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!